Good morning, everyone. Happy energy reading. I'm Terry. It's so great to see you. We have a weekday energy reading coming up right at you. I'll be pulling some cards for you, and we'll see what implementation tools we can use to better navigate our way through that experience. In the meantime, I will be channeling some information about what the theme of the week is going to be. I can already feel it coming in. Just remember, this is a collective reading, so not all this information is going to resonate with everyone. So just take what does, toss what doesn't, and if you'd like something more personal, more private, you can always arrange a one-on-one reading with me directly from my site, terryhuberman.com. Just click the Book Now section and we can go ahead and take care of that. So the theme for this week is bullying, and there's a fine line. What they're saying is between bullying and setting boundaries, okay? And what they, meaning Team Terry, the collective of all of my spirit team that is telling me this information or sharing this information with me, they're talking about it being okay to set boundaries, but just really making sure and understanding that how you're expressing those boundaries may not be the most loving and kind, compassionate ways. Because the whole idea of boundary setting really is for us to be able to feel safe within still expressing our needs. Yes? So what they're saying is if we come from a place that's not compassionate and loving, excuse me, while we're setting that boundary, what happens is that it isn't necessarily received in the way that you want to be treated. So the way energy works is whatever you are feeling is an indicator of what's being reflected around you. So if you want more compassion, right? If you want connection, even or in spite of you needing to say, this is what I need, this is okay, and this is not okay, setting boundaries, you also have to come from a place of compassion and a place of kindness, right? Because again, everything around us in the physical 3D world is a reflection of what we are emotionally indicating. And remember, emotion is energy in motion of a certain feeling. So if you want someone on your side, even though you're saying, no, that's not okay, when you're sharing your boundary, when you're setting your boundary, it's super important not to come off like a bully, right? There is a fine line. If you're going to bully somebody, trust me, you will be reflected back, or things will be reflected back to you from that place where you are emitting, what you're indicating, what your broadcast signal is. So this week, it does feel like we may be in situations where we're tested to set boundaries and making sure we're not coming across as a bully, right? So we're gonna have to do some sort of recalibration of whatever energy is going on inside of us so that it doesn't get reflected back to us in a very uncomfortable, aggressive, or bully-ish way. Yes, yes. So, you know, just be calm, collect yourself. And the other thing is other people may be setting boundaries as well. It may not be you. You may be on the receiving end of a boundary. And if that's the case, hopefully they're watching this video and they're able to set that boundary in a very kind, compassionate, loving way. But if they're not, and they're coming across as a bully, and your nervous system is being set off and it's being taken as a threat, if you can, as soon as you can, come online with yourself and just understand that their indicating signal, right, is not necessarily going to reflect back to them something very positive or compassion or kind, right? So you're going to have to take just a minute. You're going to have to take a beat and just collect yourself and just say, this is about them, right? This is whatever they're feeling threatened about, whatever they don't know how to come through with that emotional indicator is not on you. It's not on you. So try not to take it personal, because this week is going to be a lot of boundary setting and a lot of what could be construed as bullying. So if you're feeling bullied, come online with yourself, you know, set your, if you can, as soon as you can, become aware that you're feeling threatened and you know, try not to take it so personal. Just try not to take it so personal, okay? And see if you can maybe reflect back to them kindness and compassion, even though they're not giving it to you. But it's awareness. That's all that this is awareness and consciousness. And that's where the world is moving. The new world is moving into a world of compassion and kindness through awareness and consciousness. All right, you guys, let me pull some cards to see how we can really manage and navigate our way through this week. It could be uncomfortable. A lot of people are reviewing and reflecting on their past. We are in retrograde season and eclipse season as well. So we're learning things about ourselves that are really, you know, kind of shocking. They're being revealed. We're realizing we're not the person we thought we were or hoping we would be. And that is really uncomfortable. So of course that is going to set us off in terms of what we are feeling, yes, therefore what we are indicating and what we are reflecting in the world, and, you know, how we are being. So I've got my cards here. Let's see what we can do to maybe make it an easier week. Let's do a reveal. Okay, we've got the King of Diamonds. So this could be showing up in the area of finances or prosperity or career, okay? So, you know, if let's say your boss has something to say to you or needs to set a boundary with you, or you need to set a boundary or say something with your boss, you know, please be aware. Please be aware of where you are coming from. What are you indicating? Because remember, it will be reflected back to you. So we have 𝖔𖣔𖣔🖔. So this is about you trusting your own inner instinct there with all of this. Yes, yes. And we have answered prayer. Lovely. These are very great cards. And we have the Star. Okay, so here's the thing. This is what we're dealing with. The Star, answered prayer, King of Diamonds, and 𝖔𖣔𖣔🖔. There we go. So the best way to navigate our way through this is kind of showing up in the area of finances and career, okay? So you got to be real to you and true to you, right? You got to deal with your own inner music, right? So be really clear with yourself. Be really understanding of your needs and what you want. So if you are the one doing the boundary setting this week, the clearer you are, the easier it will be received by somebody, okay? Especially if this is in the area of career and finances. So if you're talking to your boss, a coworker, whatever. So it's super important to really be clear with what you need. So therefore, your boundary will not be flimsy. It'll be like, but also just be super aware of where you're coming from. What feelings are you experiencing? Because that is the motion of energy that you will be reflecting, yes? And I will say that I feel like the conversation should go okay. As a matter of fact, this is a potential possibility to connect with somebody. So this uncomfortable boundary setting this week could really work out well for you if you are aware of how you are feeling and you switch it up. So if you're feeling really angry, mad, aggressive, anything like that, you're going to want to switch that feeling up. You're going to want to be able to change that up for this connection to be made. And that is if it's important for you to keep this connection. If you give none of the fucks, then nah, whatever, right? But it's super important for you to understand where you're coming from when you're expressing yourself and what your needs are. Again, the clearer, the better. The less emotional, the better and clearer it'll be received. And there will be potential for connection, right? We don't want to disconnect from people. We want to connect to people. Right? And I gotta say that you can definitely trust your own instincts. So you are being guided in this. So don't second guess yourself as to whether you should be setting this boundary or you shouldn't be setting this boundary. It needs to happen. Okay. So for sure. And if this boundary is being set with you, that also needs to happen. Okay. So trust in the process of it, but be aware of where you are coming from if you're setting the boundary, and also try not to take it personal or be slightly more compassionate to understand where the person who's setting the boundary with you is coming from as well. And then you won't take it as personal. Okay. So I don't want to say it's an easy week ahead, because it's not. We will be tested. But I feel like if we do this the right way, okay, where we have kindness, compassion, and connection on our mind, right? Even if you have to just remember, oh, Terry mentioned kindness, compassion, and connection. I'm going to see if I can come from that direction or receive in that direction. Then it should be a copacetic week. Like, it should just be fine, okay? So just keep this in mind. All right, you guys, what am I always saying? You stay connected. Stay connected to your family and friends. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me. Just because I myself am into connection, I've created a community for like-minded people where there is exclusive content. There's workshops, there's live group readings. That's on Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Intuitive Coach Terry. I've got a podcast also that's going to help you connect not only to yourself, not only to me, but to people around you. It's called The Portal with Terry Huberman. If you want some longer term coaching, or you just want a one-off, one-time reading, you can check me out at terryhuberman.com and go from there. You guys, I love you. I adore you. I love connecting with you. So I'm going to stay connected with you guys as well. And I'll see ya on the flip side.